Hey guys, Streaming Rank War Veteran here and back with another video. This is going to be a video about me installing the Traxxas WideMaxx kit. As you can see, I got the front section done. I did start making this video a while ago, but the hardest and biggest pain in the ass about this whole setup is the C-clips on the drive shaft, because you have to put the extended ones on. And I'm not going to lie, they're a big frickin' pain in the ass. They really are. And to be quite frank, I don't like dealing with them at all. They're quite hard to get apart, but when you figure them out, they're not super horrible, but they're bad enough. Alright. We're going to work on the back since I got the front done, almost. All we got to do is, once we get these springs off, put them to the front, and then put the new ones on the back. And then Bob's your uncle, there we go. You don't have to remove the shocks completely, you just have to remove the bottom. And something I've been doing to keep track of things better, when I take out a screw like this, I put it in the exact same way I took it out. Just like that. And I work on one side at a time. Screwdriver sometimes. The cheaper set from Traxxas sometimes has issues. This cheaper screwdriver seems to bind up sometimes. That came out of the bottom. So now that knuckle's out. So with this, it sits. That's the wrong side. This sits in here. This came out from this way. So I put the screw right back in the way it came out. Now I have the two parts ready for when I need them. The hardest part, and I do mean the hardest part, that I absolutely hate on this crap, is the E-clips. The E-clips on these things, which I'll show you here in a minute, are a complete fucking disaster, and I do not like them. I don't know if they just didn't have any better way to put that together or what, but it was a disaster as far as I'm concerned. What you do is you take the inside out like this, and there's these little clips that hold this section in that you have to move, at least remove one of them to pull the whole thing out. That's all I've been doing, is one of them. I don't replace both because it's stupid. It's too much work. Alright. What I've been using is I use this with this C-clip. I push it down on a table and then I push it out with this. Just give it some force with this little tool and push it out. I'm actually getting really good at it now. But as you see, now that I got that C-clip out, all that I have to do is pull this whole pin assembly out. Don't even bother taking out the other one because it's pointless. I mean, why do extra work that you just don't need to do? Just pull that little pin out. As you see I'm doing right here. Eventually. This one's kind of in there stiffer for some reason. There we go, got it. Pull that pin out. And then you drop that piece out. And this is the short piece gets replaced by the longer one. As you see, it's about maybe an inch longer or so. So I take this one, the smaller one, toss it off to the side somewhere, and reassemble this sucker. I never use an old C-clip because or E-clip and cording the tracks because it could be bent. And you wouldn't want to do that. Just you get 8 of them new when you get it from the kit from a store or from Traxxas. So there's absolutely no reason to reuse a E-clip. And you just shove it all the way back through. And now all I have to do is get one of these new E-clips. This is a pain in the ass part too. I don't like it. You gotta take that little E-clip, tiniest shittest freaking thing ever, and don't drop it or you'll end up having to need another one. Already done that once. These are not easy to find. They are puny. I try to just lay it on there enough to where I can start to get it on there. Ouch. And then I get needle nose pliers and push it on the rest of the way. And there you go. Now it's on there. That little C-clip is the biggest pain in the ass about this whole setup. I don't like them. I guess nobody does because I looked it up on the internet and everybody hates those E-clips according to Traxxas. They're a damn disaster. I wish they would have thought of something better. Then you just throw this back in there, let it sit, get rid of this old E-clip. But once you... Oh, shit. Well, not good. There it is. Really got to watch these pins for your damn tire things, too. They roll and roll. Alright, now we're going to continue to take this apart. What do we got in here now? The big one. Oh, we can take this back piece off here. Yeah, this assembly isn't hard. Alright, you pull this off, and you pull this metal piece off. I just leave the screw right in there and I set it off to the side. Then I start disassembling the other stuff. You don't have to take off the whole shock. Alright, once you get this piece off, I just toss that on the floor like that. Get the new piece. Oh, which I already got them. Over here. That was a piece that went up there. Right? Yeah. And just throw it back in there. Now you're set for that piece. I don't want to put it in quite yet. I got reference on this side how they go. It's just mirrored, so I don't think there's anything else on that side. All that I have to do at this point is take out the bottom piece of the shock. So like I said, you don't need to take it all out. Get that shock one out. Pull this shock up and out. And this will come out with the thing in it. You can toss that one to the side. And if you want, you can even put this one right back in its place. You just leave that there for now. Get this shock out of the way. Actually, you have to take this shock off. Well, the bottom screw that retains the spring. And lift this whole assembly up if you can. Start dropping that down through. Yeah, sometimes I drop shit. Alright. Pull this spring off. This spring's got to go in the front. And the new spring has to come back here. So you can just grab this new spring. Throw it right on there. Compress that spring enough to where you can get that lower cap thing back on. There's the new spring. You gotta put this screw back in there. Since I got the new spring on there, I might as well tighten down that piece. And at this point, if you feel like it, you could actually stick this in here. Tighten that down if you want, the shock to the lower arm. You don't want to over tighten those because it's just in plastic. You end up stripping them. Okay. Get that upper arm. Put this back in place. Switch out my bits. Tighten this down. You don't need a crank on it just until it's pretty snug. It's still, like I said, in plastic. Alright. Then the thing with these, the longer it goes up top. Alright. The thing with these, they're keyed. These axles, they can only go in one way. There we go. The longer part's up top. Tighten these ones down. Tightening the bottom part of the knuckle in. Alright, so that side's basically done, except for connecting this back piece later, which I got to do the other side first. I'm going to turn it a little bit towards me so it's easier to work with. I mean, work smarter, not harder. Shock mounts in the back, put this in there. Start loosening some pieces here. Take this piece. This goes on the inside. And I gotta turn this a little bit, so I gotta be careful. this wheel thing. Ah, shit, don't drop it, Jesus. Jesus, be with me. Oh. Alright, so let's turn this thing a bit. I'm going to be in front of the camera, but you're just going to have to deal with it for a second. Sorry about being right in front of the camera. I know, isn't it lovely looking at the back of my fucking head? Ooh, yeah, knock it off the edge, idiot. Alright. Got that off. This is for the outside of that. Here. That's all free. You can take off the upper arm part. Yeah, it took me a good while to figure out how a good way to get those damn E-clips off, so that's why I didn't do the rest of the video like I wanted to. Yeah, this goes this way, yeah, and then this way. Yep, both on the outside. Alright. Alright. That gets that out of the way. Take the shock off. Well, bottom shock. Ew. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Alright. That takes care of that. I'm dropping the old pieces down there. This goes in here. I want it on the outer section. So that's all of that. I want real quick. Get this off. Oh, not if I want. I need to do it anyway, so. Alright, get that down there. Yeah, man. There we go. Get this spring off. This is going to go to the front. This spring comes back here. Alright, now you can put that back on. Now the rear shocks are the new springs, and then the rear springs for the other one will go on the front. Tighten that down. If you feel like it, you can actually start doing some of this stuff too. You can actually put this in here. I don't know why, but when you're ratcheting with this screwdriver, sometimes it tends to bind up. I don't know why. Snug that up. You can leave this in there for now. You can actually take this, want to. Put it in here. Yeah, wrong one, dumbass. Like, why is it not fitting? Because you're going to use the wrong one. Why would you? The longer one should be in the longer side. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I totally put the screws in, like, weird. Or something, I don't know. But anyways, let's get this back together. You put that piece on. Did it again. It's like that fucking, the clicker in this thing sucks sometimes. Alright. Damn, should I have not? Damn it, get out of there! Since I have that bottom in, technically I can put this piece back here too. It's a big one or a small? Big. Alright. We can put this, all this stuff back in. So that'll actually stop falling out. Actually hurt. Don't know why, but I'm hurting right now. A little bit. Alright. So that's all in, secured. Ew, did I get that? No, I didn't. Oh, I still got the worst part to do. The dreaded equal. I do. I'm not going to lie. I hate these things. This is for here. There, got it. I don't know where that clip went, but I don't care. I'm going to put a new one on it. Alright, so now, get that out. I mean, when it's not coming through. Did I really fuck that end up? Alright, got it out. There's that. Here's the old one. Here's a new one. Now I need a new E-clip. Yeah, I lost my first one because I dropped it. These things are a big bitch. Yeah, you can get them partially pushed in with your finger, then the rest of the way you use a pair of needle nose pliers. They're not too bad once you figure out a good way to get them out, but other than that, they're fucking bitch. I don't like them. I start lining these back up before I tighten them down. Okay, almost done. Yay! I wish I could have done the first part, but that was a lot of colorful language for a little bit. Because they don't address how to get them off on any of the manuals. Which I think is stupid. They should address that. They show a pair of needle nose pliers, but that's about it. Okay, so that's basically almost done. Now, all that I have left, literally, besides putting the tires back on, is both of those clips. I'll show you a neat trick that I just figured out myself, too. To get these wheel things back on easier, because they're a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes to snap in. So you want to get your hex wrench, or hex nut, whatever size you need. My tires are, these are 8s. You want to get your oh wow. Oh, there they are. I thought there was only one in here. I was going to be upset. Alright. I like to turn these until they're level. What I like to do, pull them out obviously, slide this in until it's about where it should be, nice and even. And you slide this on, get them basically on there. Now this is what makes this a little bit easier. You take your tire, slide it on, then you just want to crimp that, tighten this sucker down as far as you can get it, and that'll actually put that nut into place properly without you having to kill yourself trying to snap it on by hand. So if you do that, it makes it a hell of a lot easier than trying to do it by hand. Granted, it's doable by hand, but why bother? Now if you take this back off, and see, that nut is on there properly. And then you just do it with the other side. And that makes getting those on so much easier. I'm not kidding. once again, turn this until it's flat so the pin will sit in there. Put the cross pin in. Turn it a little bit more if you need to. Get this sucker in there, the nut. Get it on partially. Put your tire on it. There we go. Now just torque down that nut. And then you can take it right back off, and then it's on. Ugh. I crank them on there too, so you make sure it flattens it out. So that's basically like pulley assisting it or something on that line. You know what I'm saying? But there you go. There's that. That makes that so much easier. All right. Last little bit I have to do is get these shocks back together. Which is easy. The old springs from the rear go on the front. You just loosen these back up. I'm going to do both of them at the same time, loosening them, because there's no sense in doing one and then not the other. Just get these caps off. Put the spring on. And press the spring up so you can get it back in. Screw and put it back in.